My name is Carina Gardner, and I'm what you would call a practical designer. If you're ready to create a life that you love, become an incredible force for good, and generate income while pursuing your dreams, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to Make and Design.
Hey designers, today I get to do a big news breakdown, and that is that we officially have up our website for the new university, and we have our university name, our logo, all that good stuff. So if you want to go check it out, today I'm going to go over 8 reasons why we decided to start a university, and hopefully this resonates with many of you for why we decided to make this I say a big change, but it's like a whole new company, which is so crazy and so cool. So here's the bottom line. I have been thinking about a university for about a year and a half, maybe a little longer than that. It's been on my parked projects list. When I started thinking about it, it really wasn't the time. We were still developing Design Suite, still looking at the way it was running and making sure that it was working a way that made a lot of sense, right? And the other thing is I really need to flesh out what we were really going to do. And now that I am this far in, and believe me, you guys, like every week I'm learning new things, new policies we need to put in place, new software that we're trying to do. So like, just because I'm telling you about it doesn't mean that like we aren't changing things on the fly to get it working really beautifully for you. And just so you know, as a new private university, and I didn't know this, like it really will take several years for us to get to a point where we're going to be able to do all the things we want to do. We're kind of brand new universities really have to do a certain number of things to get started, and they have to actually be in operation for a couple of years before we can even consider things like accreditation or, any number of those things. I will tell you that we do already for sure have our license with Utah. And this is the other interesting thing. We can only operate in a few states right now. So if you want to find out more to see if you're even eligible, because we're going to keep it pretty tight and small for the next couple of years, you can go to uadb.education. And by the way, those initials stand for the name of the university, which is the University of Arts and Design Business. So we're really excited about this. But as many of you know, if you've heard me talk about this with you at all, we are in a startup period. So sometimes I think people get really excited and they're just like, oh, yes, it's the university. It's going to be, there's only so much we can do. And let me tell you a couple of things as I got started that has been actually really hard. The first one is that it was very clear that the program Design Suite, which is what we're basing and building this new university off of, because we have all of this amazing data of what we see our students doing, how they're producing businesses, the information that is most relevant to them. But one of the things that was really hard is realizing that this is in fact a graduate degree program. So that means that it made a lot of sense for us to have a Master of Arts degree in design business. And we ended up we're going to be offering 2 different emphases in that. And that was hard, and I'll tell you why, because I know that so many people will not be able to do the master's degree program because they don't have a bachelor's. And so we really were trying to figure out the best way to deal with that, because initially I wanted to do an associate's degree. Well, an associate's degree requires general education. And what are we good at? We're good at design. We're good at art. We're good at creative business. And so it didn't make sense, at least not right now in the initial go, to have an associate's degree. So what we decided to do instead was an undergraduate design certificate program. So the credits are still set up as undergraduate program credits. And I know the first question you're going to ask is it transferable? Go look at our FAQ on the website. Lots of information there, especially for a new new institution like us. But what I really want to tell you is that it's akin, like the credit hours are set up, the way we've set up the coursework is all set up to be undergraduate ready. So that's what we decided to do. The two programs are similar but different. The graduate program is more analyze, creation. There is a lot more time spent on the business. There's 2 semesters and capstones, whereas the design certificate has a lot more foundational courses to make sure that you're a good graphic designer, which is what we really wanted. Make sure that you could come out and you could actually work for an institution if you wanted to, like a corporation or whatever. And so just if you're like, okay, what does this really involve? We're a teeny tiny private university. We have lots of good reasons for becoming this university. I'm going to go through them with you guys right now. And we're only going to be offering a Master of Arts in Design Business, and we have like 4 certificates in the certificate program. Okay, so I think that this will make sure that we're serving the right people. Our plan is to really be outcomes based, which I don't know of at least definitely a design program that's going out of its way to really teach their people how to run businesses. And by the way, a lot of this came from the way we see Design Suite working, which is still, by the way, you guys are still our premier program. It's a 6-month or a 1-year program. We get you started. And one of the things that we saw is that people would sometimes get lost and jump around. And this kind of, for those of you who are more inclined to follow a program, the university is going to be a better fit for you. Those of you who are just like self-starters, you just want to get going and you want the community, Design Suite is still going to be the place for you. There are no certificates or degrees in Design Suite. It's a totally different program, but it allowed us to really see and build coursework that made sense for a university program. Okay, so our whole goal, you guys, by the way, is just to set people up to win. So the introduction of the new design certificate program that's an undergraduate, setup, and the master's degree is literally just to give this in 2 different ways that we currently are giving in Design Suite that makes sense so that people can build themselves art and design businesses. Okay. All right. So number 1. Okay, so this is probably the thing that really motivated me the most, and that is it's the wild west of online courses out there. Everyone's building online courses right now, right? So there's all these different online courses, and how do you figure out which products work and which don't? It's very, very difficult, okay? And you don't know the caliber of the product, you don't know the rigor of it, and you don't know if it's going to get you results, right? Based on your time and attention you're willing to spend on it. And it became really obvious that there's really, for me at this time, only one place where like your academic credentials, the things that you are actually working on, adhere to a certain standard, and that is colleges and universities and institutions of, that are post-secondary. And so that's why I really started thinking about this. And the fact that I do have a doctorate from the University of Minnesota and I taught there made me go, maybe this is a good way to show people, because we have Design Suite and people, there are 15-week courses in there. That's like a semester-long course. People will come in and they don't realize that they're taking something that is akin to a bachelor's or a master's degree, that there's a lot of strength in what we're trying to teach. There's a lot of academic rigor in what we produce. And it's not because it's academic. We produce it because it will get you results. Like we think that the things that we're teaching you in the software, up and coming, like AI and all of these things, that if we're staying on top of it and teaching you these things, that you are going to be able to critically think better and be able to make good decisions for your own design businesses. And I just think right now it's very hard to know what is good and what's not good. I've taken some really phenomenal online courses out there, and I've taken some really, really bad ones. And it's just really hard to tell the difference and to know what you're going to be doing and what you're going to be getting. So I think the university, first of all, it lifts up Design Suite so people really understand, because it's still the premier program. it lifts it up so people understand just really how serious we are about all the things that we do. But it also allows us to give something with huge, great academic rigor in that university setting. Okay. It also allows us to have people who want, step by step to be taken through the process of building their business. It allows us to do it in a semester basis. That's actually really important because there are lots of people who do want to take that, fall, then spring, and know exactly what they're taking to get to where they need to go to build themselves a great degree or certificate in the information they're learning. Okay. Number 2 is there's a great need for more foundational type courses out there. A lot of times I'm seeing, especially in the online space, they jump right into making the thing. And we do a little bit of that, but I'm starting to realize what a disservice we are doing our designers and people who are creative business owners by doing that, because we're not giving enough foundational courses in business, foundational courses in the programs or software, foundational courses in actual understanding and vocabulary of design. What is happening is that when a marketable product, for example, let's pretend stickers is a product you're in, if it goes away and it's not a product that's viable anymore, then where do you pivot to? Well, if you only learned how to make stickers, it doesn't take us to the next area. A good design degree or a good design certificate or a good design professional development program is going to help you make sure that you know how to adapt in a world where the market is consistently changing. And that's really done through first foundational courses. It's been interesting getting into higher education again at the current age that I'm at. I have kids headed to college or in college right now. And it's just a different dynamic, right, than the traditional student. As a non-traditional student, we want to get directly into what's fun, what's going to make us go. And I think, and I really believe we should be doing that. But if we can just saddle that along with foundational things so that you are good in the long run, that really became one of my priorities as I started thinking about how to become, better for my students, better for my members, so that you guys were learning and doing the right things. Okay. So a holistic program. Number 3 was more flexibility. Now, we won't have this at the beginning. I had really hoped that we were going to have this flexibility right here at the beginning, but we're not going to because of our setup, because of all the things that we're running. It's going to be impossible. But I'm just going to tell you, we are hoping to head in a few years to a 12-month 12 openings per year program. That means that once a month we open up the program so that you can come in and start taking coursework. That's a little impossible at the beginning because we are testing everything. We have new faculty members, we have new facilitators, and while we're all making sure that everything is running smoothly, we don't want to have too many classes running at a time. So because of that, we actually are planning a September, so a fall semester enrollment. We also plan to have 2 spring enrollments, so a January and a March, and then a summer enrollment in May or June. Okay, so a little bit closer to the typical, but we're actually hoping as the first year goes through, you will see us start opening up more openings so that your life is more flexible. This is really important to me, and I'm still just figuring out how to make it happen. This is really important to me because I understand that, especially as a non-traditional student, we've got to really be thinking about what's going to make the most sense for you. And if you can't start except for in April, that makes a lot of sense. And so we're trying to figure out ways to make that happen. And you might see, especially as you go visit the website, that we're trying to add more dates in there, but it really depends on volume, number of students, and all the things that we're doing. And by the way, this is not we haven't really, enrollment is not opening up until August, but just so you know, we are going to cap our numbers in the first year or two as we're making sure that everything is running smoothly. We want to make sure that all the students, and this is really beautiful, the students who come in are going to get a lot more attention because of that, because we're just making sure that everything is working great. I shouldn't say they're going to get more attention. Every student's going to get equal parts attention because of the way we've got everything set up, but we're just going to be paying closer attention to what we need to do in order to make sure that we're good to go. We want to follow the rules. We want to be a great university. We want to have results, and we want you to be really happy with those results. Okay, number 4 is resume building. So unfortunately in Design Suite, we have an achievement award, but it's not a certificate. It's not a degree. And some of you want the certificate and the degree because it's great, because you want to get a job in-house, or you want to become a creative director. And those things really are helped by degrees and by certificates. And so that's why we felt like the university would be a great place for those of you who are looking for that kind of prestige. Number 5 is financial flexibility. Design Suite is a very high touch program. And because of that, it is not the least expensive program out there. It's not some little $700 or $2,000 course. It is 6 months to a year long. And what we found is if we could, there's a few more things, more in-depth things that happen at the university level. But if we could create a 4-semester master's degree and a 4-semester design certificate, and by the way, it's different courses in those programs, we could really dig in and allow the financial burden to be a little bit more spread out. And that is something we are always looking at in Design Suite, because we want it to be.
Have you been dreaming of earning a master's degree or a design certificate that could lead you to launch your very own business? The University of Arts and Design has unique programs where you not only learn how to design, but how not to be a starving artist, which is why I created it. Join us in our upcoming Design Your Future event. Visit uad.education/designyourfuture to learn more about our students, discover the courses that we offer, and find out more about how you can become part of something truly unique in the university experience.
We want to be financially responsible, but it's also really, really hard to, there's a reason products are, $700, $2,000, or even $5,000 out there. It's because they don't do all the things that we do, right? When you're high touch, you have high caliber coursework, when you have weekly meetings, all these things that we do, okay? And so it just changes like the quality of the education. And so I'm just really excited about this university because it breaks things down to be more flexible, just more flexible in terms of your finances and getting that through. And by the way, people always ask, like, do you have student government loans? We do not. We do not do any of that. We're still a private institution. We're brand spanking new. We do have things like payment plans and all of that good stuff, but you would need to talk to our academic advisor to learn more about that. We also do have some scholarships to help you at the very beginning. So just take a look at that and see if you're a candidate for those types of things, okay? Let's see. Number 7 is a unique setup. So, number 6. I didn't do number 6. Well, number 6 is accountability. So this is one of the things that I do absolutely love about a university system, and that is grades. I don't love the grades themselves. Grades are whatever. But to me, it's more about the fact that you show up and you turn in the work for grades, right? And unless you are very self-motivated, and I will say the majority of Design Suite members, because I make sure and interview everyone who's coming in, is self-motivated, it doesn't work unless you are absolutely sure that this is what you want to do, because effort is important. And so I think the university program really provides for us an ability to give people accountability that they're used to, that they understand, and that they can follow. Okay. All right. Number 7, unique setup. Okay. So this is really cool. So as non-traditional students, especially at this, depending on your age, and even traditional students, we've set everything up. So I said 4 semesters, but it's only 3 courses per semester. And this is really important because it helps us really focus in and dive into design and business work. And so it's not like you're taking 5 or 6 courses. The academic rigor is different because it's 3 courses, and 3 courses, 3 credit hours, most of them. And I just think it's a far more manageable thing. And the way that we have set it up is that you can take those 3 courses at a time. You can take 5 courses if you want. You can take 1 course as you want. So there's a lot of flexibility in it. But because we've set it up as 3 courses each, you'll see that it's usually like 1 business course, 2 design courses. And so there's a balance there that's really important and will help you learn how to run your businesses, but you're still getting the kind of design education needed to create all the products for that business. Okay. Number 8, and this is the last one, is something that I didn't know if we really needed, but the more I dig into this, the more as we build the curriculum out, the more excited I am about this. And that is more stringent standards for building your business. And I think this is important because I think a lot of people put in a little bit of effort at the beginning and then they kind of fall off. And because of the university standards that we are trying to meet and doing our best to provide the right kind of curriculum and coursework and all of that, it allows us to have these stringent standards that get passed on to the students, not as, being stringent, but it's robust, So I think the students really benefit from this. They get a robust education that really is focused in on design and business in a way that it's just really cool, like so cool. And it gets me so excited for teaching and for seeing people's progress. Now, if you want to know, there's like lots of differences between the certificate program and the master's degree program. We actually have the entire course catalog up. We also have a handbook up with policies in it, so you can kind of see where we're headed and what we're doing. And all of that is at uadb.education. Once again, our application enrollment process will not open up until August. It will only be open for a month at this time because we actually are doing limited spots for our September start date. We also have a limited number of states we are able to work in at this time. If you don't see your state, you can always email us in and ask us questions about it, and we'll let you know when we think we'll be licensed in the state that you're in, okay? The first couple of years, I'm going to tell you guys, it is rigorous, like what I have to do, what our university has to do in order to do the correct things so that we can make sure that we're doing everything right. I tend to be a bit of a rule follower myself, and so I'm, just trying to follow the rules and do the things that are necessary for us to really be a help to you, to help you win. That's really what we want. We want to help you win. And the only way to do that is to make sure that we are digging in, making sure the coursework looks good, making sure that everything we're working on is amazing, and it's going to be actually beneficial to you. I think education for the sake of education is no good. I really don't like that. What I am interested in is trying to see if I can create a university that's outcomes-based. There is not a lot of this out there. There is some of it. You'll see some of it like colleges or institutions that are outcomes based. That is the main thing I am interested in. And that way you walk out of my program and you have started a business. You're actually doing the things that you need to do in order to run a business. And I think this is really, really important. And I'm really excited to offer this in a university format. And a little bit, I'm hoping that it opens up the eyes of other universities so that we can be creating outcomes for all of our students. That education isn't just this black hole of like information, but it's actually a place where students are getting real working knowledge that they can use in jobs right now. One of the hardest things I have that's really frustrating to me is especially like internships. You send me an intern, and it's like everything they learned in college was pretty much useless. It was so frustrating because we have to teach them how to use all the software. We have to teach them how to work in a company, how to use organizational behavior. We have to teach like all these things that I'm like, you should have come into my company knowing how to do these things. And they don't. Instead, we have to get it with experience. And there's still some, I would say there's still thought around the fact that we are going to still have to get lots of experience. But why can't we get those experiences while we are in college? Why can't we get those experiences while we're in a professional development program? That's what we should be doing. And that's what I'm really trying to figure out a way to do for designers. I'd love to see it in other industries as well, but for designers and artists, I think this is really a step in the right direction. It's a hard step for me, but I think it's a step in the right direction. And I hope that you'll join me and you'll see what we're doing. And I will tell you it's hard. And so I'm hoping that you guys will be encouraging on your end and tell people that you know about it, because we're trying to do something different. We're trying to do something really big and interesting. And sometimes that comes at a price. And a lot of that is my time and my tireless work on making sure that we're doing things right, which also means that we have to change things up all the time. In the last 2 months, I have learned more about everything we have to do. And I suspect in the next 2 months, I will learn even more about all the things we have to do. And so sometimes things change. So be on the lookout on our website. I think we even have wait lists on our website. So if you're like, I want to get on the wait list for this program or this thing, please check that out, because we're going to be sending out university information and enrollment and application stuff as soon as it comes out. And it is going to be a tight squeeze, is what I'm going to tell you, because we'll only have a month before classes begin. So we're going to make sure that process works. But you guys have been amazing. The amount of support I've already felt from so many of you in doing this endeavor has been incredible. And I just am so grateful for you guys and for what you're all trying to do with your lives, trying to change it, make it better, make it more artistic, make it more creative. And that's a really, really powerful thing. So go on and check out UADB, which is the University of Arts and Design Business. It's the name of the school, uadb.education. The other thing is today we hopefully posted our very first post on Instagram. So if you want to go check out Carina Gardner, and you should be able to fly over. I'll have tagged us at the university to the new university page. You can get updates. We're going to be putting like our mission statement up and what we're thinking and what we're doing and the semester courses and all of that good stuff over there. So go check that out, and I will see you soon.
Did you know you have access to more free design content, die cut files, and sewing patterns? Join our exclusive VIP group for free by going to designsweetcourses.com/free.